I'm sorry, I don't trust her already. Any woman you see with that witch's hat, that Cam Newton hat, if you see a lady wearing a hat like this, you better run. But that's a whole nother that's just my personal opinion. She got a whole usually three women that have hats like that, they're not good news. But let's hear what she has to say. She's talking. I guess her name is Alexis Jones, and her job is basically, I guess, to talk about grape culture on campus. So I'm gonna let her say what she has to say, and then I'll do some research on her, and then I'm gonna debunk grape culture on college because if I don't like me personally, I think grape culture is a myth, and I definitely do not like. I don't think we have that on college campus. No, I don't. Me personally, I don't think so. Seeing what I saw, no, I vehemently disagree. But we're gonna let her play. We're gonna play the video real quick.
So I came in and immediately I called my husband. I said, hey, I just got asked to give this talk to these top quarterbacks. And what's your suggestion? And he said, first off, if you're talking to 18-year-old boys, when you say sexual assault prevention, literally their brain doesn't get past. And they're thinking about like the hot sorority girls that they want to hook up with. If I were you, I would pull pictures of their moms, their sisters, and their girlfriends, and I would put it in your presentation. Because the truth is, the minute that they see their faces, they're going to go from thinking about all the girls they want to hook up with to literally the only girls and women in their life they don't want anyone having sex with. But I showed up and I gave this talk. And what was crazy was I said 1 in 4 girls will be sexually assaulted on your college campus. And they kind of did the eye roll of like, okay, it's this conversation. We're the bad guys. And I clicked the next slide. And I memorized all the names of the girls. And I said, it's different when it's Lauren, when it's Danielle, and when it's Marie. All of a sudden, even from a body language standpoint, these guys went from being like nonchalant, like heads back, eyes rolling, to like sitting straight up in their seats. So I came in and immediately I called my husband. I said, hey,
I'll say, man, young men have a lot of patience, and they're always going. They always seem to pick these jobs. They where they're basically, I need to talk to the Chads. The Chads need to learn their lesson. Oh man, so here I found her website, right? Alexis Jones, protect her. I am that girl. Oh Lord, here we go. Joy Hunter. Oh, that's her book. So Messy Face Plans, Radical Love, and the Journey That Changed Everything. Damn, she got all the buzzwords, boy. Oh man. Oh man. Whoa, 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 whoa. She got a crazy backstory. So that's a bit interesting. She discovered that the man she'd always called dad was not her biological father. She had a devastating miscarriage, and the pandemic sidelined her from her travel schedule and paycheck. What in the hell? Holy shit. I am that girl. Let me see. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. A community of badass girls. What in the okay. I don't know if she's an optimist. I don't know what the angle is here. Protect her. Locker room talk. Okay, so the backstory. After working in girl/women's empowerment for over a decade, Alexis was asked to give a talk to the top 18 quarterbacks in the country on the importance of respecting women. When it aired on ESPNU and went viral, and suddenly she was that girl giving tough love talks to male athletes. Overnight, she was hired by Division I locker rooms all over the country, and Protect Her was born, an initiative that invites, inspires, and educates young men on the importance of respecting women and how they are not simply the problem when it comes to violence against women, but they are also the cure. Remember what college coach, didn't it, like a college coach at Michigan? No, not at Michigan. Yeah, Michigan State. I think didn't like one of the college coaches over, like the main college coach, he got in trouble for sleeping with the one of the grape culture activists, one of the and she basically, they found text messages of her basically offering herself to be his sugar baby. Like what? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what more. Oh Lord, fair use. TED Talk, fair use. I might have to put this. Same old, same old, same old. Oh my god. They come up with anything different, man. Anything different. Something new. Okay, the comments were turned off. Oh hell no! You see, they ain't no free speech no more. So they gonna turn off the comments because I bet you they was roasting her ass in there. She in there talking nonsense. You see, this is that BS right here.
These young men are being programmed to think about, to talk about, and to treat women. Now, before I dive into the whole talk, I feel like I had to preface this with a few disclaimers. One, I'm absolutely going to mess up. I just accepted that that's going to happen, and I'm probably going to blink out at some point, so please be gentle with me.
Yeah, she zooted out on them drugs. Anyway, yep, she's exactly who I thought she was. She is exactly who I thought she was. Also, if you guys get the time, I don't have the time to show it here, but you need to look at what they qualify as rape or sexual assault on campus. And if you look at all the criterias, all the what qualifies under that branch, I think people would be hesitant to just label, like, I'm just saying, like, that whole 1 in 4 statistic. I think people would be hesitant on leaning on that once you find out all the criteria that goes behind finding these numbers. And here's a quick video that I want to show you. Fair use on this end. Fair use.
For years, we've heard that 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 college women are victims of rape or sexual assault. But the studies behind the statistics tended to be agenda-driven, unscientific. But now, according to hundreds of news stories, there's a new, more comprehensive survey that confirms epidemic levels of sexual predation on campus. Now, could these researchers be right? That's coming up next on The Factual Feminist.
So that is, I forgot. I don't know if that's her official channel, but she's a self-proclaimed feminist, but she's going to actually show you how they get the numbers. And the theme of this video is, which, because I do kind of like this video, that's why I'm showing it to you, is where you're going to see bad statistics don't help victims. And she's going to show you how they fluffed up these numbers.
Last month, the Association of American Universities released the findings of its massive new report on campus sexual assault. The authors surveyed students at 27 colleges across the U.S. and found that 23% of female college seniors, nearly 1 in 4, reported that they had experienced unwanted sexual contact since entering college. Well, the survey was offered to...
Now, keyword, unwanted sexual contact. So they'll even, if somebody felt groped, somebody felt touched, that's also included sexual assault statistic. So remember that. So that's even one of the criteria that falls under that branch.
780,000 students, but only 150,000 students filled it out. That sounds like a lot, but it's only 19%.
So look at the sample size right here. The sample size. I want you to hear the sample size.
Only 150,000 students filled it out.
That statistic came from a sample size of 19%. This is the number this is where the 1 in 4 statistic comes from. Only a certain amount of students were willing to participate in this.
That sounds like a lot, but it's only 19%. The authors caution in the study that the estimates may be too high because of a non-response bias. That is,
in analysis of the possibility that estimates were affected by non-response bias, found that certain types of estimates may be too high because non-victims may have been less likely to participate. Oh my God. So even then, let's look at what's in that sample size.
Because students who have been sexually assaulted may be more likely to fill out the survey about sexual assault than those who have not. Now, the authors also warn that their findings are not representative and should not be extrapolated to anything outside their frame. Like past surveys on campus sexual assault.
So even so, right there, I don't know if I can rewind that part, but right here, so it's even they're basically telling you off rip, the researchers on that end of those students that participated, basically they're saying that 1 in 5 number, the 1 in 5 number, is not a representative of anything outside of that outside of that sample size.
Like past surveys on campus sexual assault, respondents were not asked whether or not they had been raped or sexually assaulted. Such direct questions are known to yield low numbers of victimization. Instead, the authors asked if students experienced a range of behaviors from forced penetration to things like unwanted touching or grabbing, kissing. If someone rubbed up against you in a sexual way at a party, that could count.
Exactly. So this is what I was saying before. They didn't say, okay, was it specifically, was it the grape or just the actual sexual assault? They literally let the people talk from a range of things. A range of things. So I'm telling you, you could have probably looked at a girl unwantedly and she could have counted it. You think that's far-fetched? Look at Australia. They passed a law against it. You see? Look at, bro. Look at all the criteria that they let people put. Kissing, touching someone's breast, chest, crotch, groin, buttocks, grabbing, groping. Now, here's the thing. These things that usually happen, where do these things usually happen? Parties, frat parties. Somewhere where alcohol and drugs are involved. But these are the places that women love to go to. But, that's a whole nother story.
Using such definitions, the authors calculated the rate of college females experiencing unwanted sexual contact at each of the schools surveyed. And again, they warned it's oversimplistic, misleading to conclude that 20 to 25% of students are victims of sexual assault based on our findings. That didn't stop the media. Unwanted sexual contact became sexual assault, and the journalists were off to the races.
Bingo. Bingo. The journalists ran with it for the headlines, really. And they knew like when you talk about the media, they'll take something little and they'll run with it and they'll make it a movement. Man, the media, when you're dealing with the media, that's what happens.
It's very hard to study topics like rape and sexual assault. The best that we have, it's not perfect, but the best we have comes from the Justice Department, its Bureau of Justice Statistics. And it has found that approximately 1 in 53 women will be victims of rape or sexual assault in college. That's still too many victims, but it's vastly different from 1 in 4. And according to the latest FBI data, U.S. rape...
Bro, 1 in 56 is way different from 1 in 4, dog. Like just percentage-wise. Let me look up just the calculations, just percentage-wise. Because this is hilarious to me. Hold on for a second. 1 divided by 53, she said. So even if it's, was it 53% or 52%? So if my calculations are right, hold on for a second. This is ridiculous. Hold on.
Sharp decline for latest FBI data. U.S. rape rate vastly different from of rape or sexual assault.
So 1 in 53, right? 1 in 53. Let me get my damn calculator out here. What's my damn calculator? So right here. So that's 1%, or sorry, 2% if we round it up. 2%. Now that's still, in my opinion, that's still too many. But when you look at, this is where now I have to move on. Hold on for a second. Let's let this play. Let's let this play. Wow. They say it's been declining, but they're still pushing the narrative where the grape, like the actual grape and sexual assault is actually declining. The rate is actually declining. This is why I said that right there. What she said basically women that are enrolled in college are less likely to be assaulted or raped rather than the girls that are outside of college. That shows you that there's no grape culture, bro. There's no grape culture. So we're done. We're done with this video. We're done with this video. But this is interesting because let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. So say this is the statistic right here. This is the official statistic. Okay. 1 out of 53 roughly rounds up to somewhere 2%, right? Rounds up to 2%. That's different than the 25%. Then they talking about 1 in 4. I was like, 1 in 4. That's definitely not true. And just ask the normies where they got it from. They probably can't say it. Now, let me even say this. Say supposedly they're right. they're right about the statistics. Say it's all every say let's in opposite land, right? Everything reported was right. Everything was reported that was right. Every assault case was right. Okay. Say if all of that was right. This is where I got to start doing my research. Where do sexual assaults on campus happen the most? So right here, what is the red zone for sexual assault on campus, right? So the red zone, they call it, where sexual assaults at U.S. universities spike every year, beginning at the start of the fall semester and lasting through Thanksgiving break when most students go home. Interesting. But it's interesting they don't want to tell me where these things happen. Because we already know where, like, we'll tell you this, where the accusations usually occur. They want to tell me the months and all this. Nah. Somebody got it. You see, they don't want to tell you. This is interesting. This is interesting. They don't want to wow. So they're not gonna tell. Okay. So I'll tell you guys then, because they're not even trying to tell you where or who are the perpetrators of these acts, right? This is how you see, this is that bull. This is that bull right here. I'm sorry, this is a long episode, but stay with me on this point. Say if everything they said was right. Okay. Who are usually the people that get accused of these things? It's the athletes, the frat boys, the frat sisters, the sorority sisters, and whoever is the most popular person on the campus or on the floor, right? Where do they usually occur? It seems to always happen outside of a frat house, outside of a locker room, right? So imagine if nobody's making this stuff up. And then on top of that, the kicker to this, 90% of the time, they've already shown the stats to this, 90% of the time, alcohol is involved. 90% of the time. Every time you hear these stories, and then on top of that, you always hear these stories, it's always at a party. Always at some kind of party. Now, if I was a woman and I knew these statistics coming in, why is it that most of the women on campus gravitate towards these spots? Why? So even if you're telling men, oh, you got to tell, the statistics are just going to be the statistics. It's just nothing's really going to change if they're going to the same places, but really your strategy is just to reprimand all men, but women just still love to go to the places where these things usually happen. I mean, what more can we do? What more can we do as men? This is why I believe doing stuff like this is a waste of time, in my opinion.